Hello! So I'm going to give you a little chair yoga class here. I'm going to give folks a few moments just to arrive. Make sure you have a chair. It's going to help you to have like a little rubber band too. Something that you could use for resistance. Anyhow, I'm just going to grab the little timer here and I'll be right back. Alright, so welcome to chair yoga. I teach this I guess a little differently. I don't really do a lot of relaxations. I work with a lot of older clients. And last thing I want to do when somebody is up in a chair is teach a relaxation. I have been witness to this at times. So obviously I don't want people to fall out of their chair. So really, also, my aim too is to invigorate people. Most people that are coming to chair yoga are looking for a little extra energy. Relaxation, that come later. Anyway, with that all aside now. We're going to start off here, just like a usual yoga class. Get comfortable in your chair. Sit back in it. Let the chair support you for a moment. Now, when I say make sure the chair is supporting you, make sure that you're not slouching into it. So while you're leaning back into the chair, let your shoulders roll back a bit. So you're relaxing back, but not in such a way which is affecting, your posture and making it bad. Anyhow, relax your body down. Let's take 5 full breaths together. So inhale. 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 2 more. Inhale. And 1 more time. Inhale. All right, now as I said, we're not going to relax here because I don't want to put you to sleep. The purpose of that is just to get the nervous system to let go a little bit. So hopefully you feel that, hopefully you are a little more relaxed in your skin here. Well, now we're going to go in the opposite direction. I want to wake you up a little. So before we get into the full, slow breathing, we're going to go to the other side of the nervous system. So bring your hands up as if you're about to play an aggressive game of patty cake, so to speak. And all we're going to do here is karate chop. So we're going to wind up taking a deep inhale, and I'll show you this. And then we're just going to be going, ha, 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 ha. So with that down now, let's start with the right hands. Take a deep inhale. And we'll do about 6 sets here. So inhale and ha, 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 ha. Let's do 1 more. Ha, ha, and let it go here. Shake out the hands. All right, so hopefully that perked you up a little bit. So now scooch to the front of the chair. Sit up straight and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. 1 hand goes to the belly, 1 hand goes to the chest. We're going to go right to Durga Pranayama. So inhale, expand the belly, rib cage all the way up to the clavicles. Exhale, all the way back down to the belly. Keep this up now at your own pace. Inhale from the belly to the clavicles. Exhale, clavicles to belly. All right. Now, as you're keeping up this breath, time it out. So as you inhale, count to 3. And as you exhale, count to 5. Now keep that up at your own pace for about the next minute. Inhaling to the count of 3, exhaling to the count of 5. As usual, this will keep your nervous system very relaxed in the parasympathetic side of things. Now I'm going to be quiet here for 45 seconds as all you do is breathe. 3 seconds on the in-breath, 5 on the out-breath. It's taking about 3 more breaths. For those of you that just joined in, 3 seconds on the inhale, 5 seconds on the exhale. Doing about 2 to 3 more of those. 3 on the in, 5 on the out. Right, now after you've taken your last exhale there, you've done 5 seconds, lower the hands down. And as usual, we're going to get the back moving. to begin with. So we'll start with cat-cow stretches. I'm going to give you a side view. It's a little easier to see what we're doing here if I give you the side view. So start off sitting up straight and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. If you have a mirror, I would say practice in front of a mirror so you can verify your posture. Anyhow, inhale, shoulders back, heart forward, or I should say sternum, that whole area down there, or xiphoid process. Exhale, shoulders forward, heart in. And now keep on going with your breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And from here on out, get the sense that the breath is what moves the body. Now you're going to keep this going just for about a half a minute longer. And let the mind become mesmerized by the movement, by the breath and movement working together. All right, let's do one more, opening and closing. All right, and then after you've completed that last one, then from here we're going to go from side to side. I always want to get all the accentuations of the back and the spine here. So inhale and elongate. Exhale, you can hold on to the side of the chair and then reach on over to the side. Inhale, elongate. Exhale to the other side. And now just keep on going with the breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. And even if you've done this a million times, pay close attention to it. What muscles are working here? What muscles don't need to be working here? Where is the mind? Are you with what you are doing? Make it real by paying attention to it. We'll give it 3 more sets from your right side to your left side. Alright, so approximately 1 more set from your right to your left. Breath moving the body as the wind moves the kite. And then after you've gotten to the left side that last time, come on back to center. Now we're going to do some twisty stuff. So 1 more accentuation of the spine, or 2 more, I guess I should say here. Anyhow, inhale and elongate. Exhale, twist to the side. Look over the shoulder. Inhale and elongate. Exhale, twist to the other side. Now pay attention to how you're moving. Let the movement start in the abdominals and just work its way up the back. So when we twist, you feel those obliques, abdominals engage, and then the movement from there works its way all the way up to the shoulders eventually. And just moving with your breath, twisting as, to your ability here. Don't force your body. We'll give this about 5 more sets, right side to left side, twisting easily, breath guiding you through the movement. Now, I must admit, I've been losing track of how many sets we've done. I think we're on about 3 or 4 now. That's up to you. It doesn't matter if we do exactly 5 sets. Anyhow, do about 1 or 2 more sets on your own, right side to left side. Letting your breath move you. And the next time you've gotten to your left side, come on back to center. So there's a few more little things I always like to start with for the back to keep it moving. This will hopefully make your back feel better. So find your floating ribs, not your hip bones. These are your hip bones. These are your floating ribs, where you feel, these are the ribs that don't attach to your sternum. Try to keep your hips steady and just little tiny movements. You're rolling right from the middle. I always think of that, Carmen Miranda dance there or whatnot, or like belly dancing. You're just moving right from the middle. Yeah, do your best. Doesn't have to be as exaggerated as me here, as much as you're able to. We'll keep this going just for about 1/4 of a minute. And here, you're moving your body around in a circle from this area as if your breath, is the wind. This area is the pinwheel. All right, so 2 more circles right from the center. And then after that circle, switch direction. And we'll go the other way there for about 20 seconds or so. And coordinate your breath and movement together. Inhale as it's coming forward. Exhale as you're in the back part there. All right, so 3 more circles. All right, and then after you've done approximately 3 circles, I want to make sure we're sitting upright. I don't want to see people coming out of this whole quarantine like this here from doing this all day long. It's too easy to do. Even I've been falling into it. So, next thing is, if your shoulders are okay with this, interlace the fingers, bring the palms up towards the ceiling, like you're showing your palms to the ceiling, and wiggle about. Remember, don't lock out the elbows. Keep a little bend there, and you're wiggling from the core. Now, if this troubles your shoulders, do it without it. You can just hold onto the side of the chair and elongate. So, the example I like to give for this is when I was a kid, I think my mom's watching, so she knows what I'm talking about here. My grandpa would wear his pants up to like his nipple line. And there was like a little part of me that thought that one day if he were to stand up straight, suddenly he'd be 6 feet tall because the rest of him was, stuck there. So, you get the point here. Wiggle out of the core lift. Use it or lose it. All right, let's give this about 3 more breaths to elongate. And then after you've done approximately 3 breaths, lower the arms down. Now let's go the opposite direction now with the arms. So I'm going to turn around so you can see. So interlace the fingers behind you. If you can't quite do that, hold on to the chair. Either way, though, we're going to roll the shoulders back and down. Heart comes forward, shoulders go back. And then from here, it's going to maintain for about 5 to 7 breaths. If it feels good, you can sway a little bit through the heart. And remember, don't crunch the neck back. Neck is always a natural extension of the spine. So as I have it here, never miss. More of that. Yeah. All right, so 3 more breaths into this wide open space. And then after that 3rd breath, well, release it all, shake out the arms here. All right, once you've shaken out the arms, we're going to grab the rubber band here. So nothing too heavy. I just wanted to get us a little warmed up so we didn't tweak anything. But I want to give us some of the more exercisey stuff, keeping the muscles working here. So what you're going to do first is take your rubber band if you have it. If you don't have a rubber band, you could use what I call the phantom rubber band. In other words, if you don't have a rubber band, you'll just be doing the exercise like this, creating your own resistance. Anyhow, however you may be doing it, sit up straight and tall, roll the shoulders back. And then let it be a controlled motion. Exhale, you can bring the hands up towards the shoulders. Inhale, arms come down. So you're always inhaling. Let me exhale first. You're always inhaling when this area is open. So keep that in mind. Now, be very mindful about keeping your elbows by the side. And don't do the mistake I see many students do over the years here. So sometimes I'll see folks where the band they're using is too heavy. So they'll start to do this. And then we'll start to use the exact, we're not targeting those, we're going for these biceps here. Anyhow, this is also going to work out the core because what's keeping you upright, so you want to keep that core lift engaged. We'll do about 5 more of these. Remember, if your arms get too tired, it's always okay to take a break. All right, 1 more of these, lifting and lowering. And then after you've lowered, of course, we want to work the opposing muscles. So now this is for triceps, rhomboids, so on and so forth. You're going to grab the rubber band from the middle. Now, once again, if you don't have a rubber band, it can be done just like this. Either way is fine. Anyhow, take a deep inhale, roll the shoulders back. And then as you, on the next inhale, you're bringing those elbows back. And then as you exhale, hands come forward. So inhale, open. Exhale, close. If that makes sense. Yeah, so inhale, open, exhale, close. Now keep that going with your breath. And we're going to do about 7 more, unless your body tells you to stop. Alright, so approximately 2 more of these, opening and closing. And then after you've closed down that last time, release it, shake it out. Alright, so a little bit of an intermission arm roll here. We got maybe just one more of those little exercisey things with the rubber band. Before we do that though, interlace the fingers and just make this nice little wave. Make sure your wrists get involved. Yeah, it'll keep this going. This will keep you from becoming like the Tin Man in the wrists. Also, check your diet. You know, I have mild arthritis. Very lucky, I suppose, in certain areas of my body. I mean, my big toe knuckles are all red like I have gout right now. And I know exactly why. It was the ice cream and the cheese and the pizza and all that other stuff. When I keep away from those foods, it doesn't hurt. Anyhow, play around with your diet. You have the chance to now. Alright, so after the next roll or two, shake it out. Yeah, I'm not saying what's right for me is right for you, so verify it for yourself. Alright, so now that we've done that, the next thing is going to be for pectoralis here. You know, we're going to be doing a bench press. So you can take the rubber band, you can either sit on it or put it behind you, wrap it around the chair. I want to make sure it's not going to hit you in the back of the head though, so make sure it's secure. And then, remember, this can be done without the rubber band too. We're just going to bring the hands in front of us like we're Luke and we're directing the force. You'll see what I mean in a moment. As you exhale, you're bringing it forward. Inhale, bring it back. And let the heart come forward. So exhale, forward with the hands. Inhale, back with the hands, heart forward. And now keep that up at your own pace. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open the chest. Let's do about 7 more of these. Alright, so about 2 more. Hands forward, hands back. And then after you've done that last one there, well, you release the rubber band. Let's see where we're at with time here. Alright, we're doing well. Shake out the arms here. Shake it out. Get rid of any excess tension there. And even from here, if it feels good, take a few moments just to roll these shoulders up, back, and down. You know, make it real fluid. You know, imagine that you just met a space alien. They've never seen the liquid state of water before. And for some reason, you don't have any access to it. So you have to show them with your body what water looks like. You try to let these movements become very fluid like you're doing a dance. Nobody's watching except for your dog or your cat or your judgmental teenager, so really let loose. Alright, we'll give this maybe about 3 more, give or take, 3 more sets. Right shoulder, left shoulder, real fluid. Alright, and then after you've completed about 3 sets there, let's get to the lower body. So first thing is, I want to work on this is a really minor core exercise. What we're going to do is sit on the very edge of the chair. Make sure obviously make sure you don't fall off. But I always say such things because you'd be surprised what I've seen over almost 20 years of teaching. Sit on the edge of the chair, sit up straight and tall, and then keeping your back straight, lift up one leg at a time. So try to make it, because what I've seen a lot of students, especially if there's core weakness, is this will happen. Make sure that doesn't happen there. Sit up straight and tall, lift up the leg just a little bit, and then lower it down. We're just basically going to do this easy little march in place. Lift and lower. Now, what muscles are lifting the legs here? You know, tune in. What keeps you upright is the core. But can you feel your quadriceps engaging? If you can't, slow down the movement a little bit so you can really feel the mechanics of it. What makes it happen? And keep it up now at your own pace. The purpose here is to get out of the roteness of movement, to make it so that the movements you do are very deliberate. Because imagine how it would be to live a life where the thoughts you have are deliberate, the movements you have are deliberate, the words you speak are deliberate. I'm still trying to imagine what that would be like. I'm not there yet. Alright, so maybe one more time, lifting one leg at a time. Alright, so now that you've done that, shake out the legs a little bit. So, we are going to get to a standing part of the class here. Before we get there, though, you know what? No, I'm just thinking. Let's do the standing part right now, and then we'll do the leg stretches at the end. So I'm going to move back a bit so you can see. Because we're going to do the stand-up, sit-down exercise. So all this is, let me just make sure you can see me. Okay, good. All right. So all we're going to do in the stand-up, sit-down exercise, first of all, don't lead with your head. The thing which always worries me when I see people stand up is I'll see folks do this. Leading with the head. Where the head goes, the body follows. So sit up straight and tall. Push your feet into the floor, knees over ankles, and then lead with the heart, not the head. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, stick your glutes behind you like you're doing, a squat here. Stick the glutes behind you, come back down. Now let's do about 7 more of those at your own pace. You're going to inhale, come up, and exhale, come down. So yeah, I guess about 6 to 7 more of those. Follow me if you wish, or go at your own pace. Inhale up, exhale down. Remember, leading with the heart, not the head. All right, so about 3 more, give or take. And if it helps you out, by the way, keep the hand on the heart so you can feel yourself leading with the heart. All right. So after you've done about 7 of these, give or take, then you're just going to go ahead and stay upright. Now, once you're upright, check your posture. This is why I always suggest having a mirror. You can't see it, but behind the camera here, I have a mirror. For good reason. I want to make sure I'm modeling the postures right. It's kind of hard to see in the little camera here. If you have a mirror, check yourself. I mean, of course, you don't want to get rid of the butt bump. You want that there. You want the little curve in the lumbar spine. But make sure you're not rolling around it. Make sure you're not hyperextending back like that. Sit up straight and tall, roll the shoulders down. If you ever seen like the Kung Fu masters, the Tai Chi masters, when they're starting their flow, that's their position. Just like that. All right. Now with that in mind, now we're going to play around with a little bit of weight pouring. So go ahead, step to the back of your space. Right foot steps forward. So right foot is forward. The left foot could be at a little bit of a tilt. Anyhow, all we're doing now is we're going to pour the weight forward into the front foot. And unfortunately, you can't see what I'm doing with my toes here, but my weight is in my forward foot, and ideally my left tiptoe is on the floor. And then I'm going back, and now my other heel is on the ground. Dang it, I gotta get a cameraman. Anyhow, all we're doing is just rooting down, coming back, and rooting down. So keep on going now, up and back at your own pace. Into the foot, root. Into the back foot, and root. Now once more, as you're doing this, don't be blind to the movement. Pay attention. What is moving what? A whole lifetime of movement. It becomes way too easy to take it for granted. Don't. I work with many people that wish they had such standing movement. Don't take it for granted. Let's take about 3 more sets, back and forward. Shift the weight, root the weight. Now after you've done about 3 sets, approximately and exactly, switch feet. The other foot comes forward. Once you got that other foot forward, same thing. We're pouring the weight forward, rooting down. Pouring the weight back, root down. And keep on going now. Of course, I just put my hand over the point, about 2 inches below my belly button. What I'm feeling here is the Dantian, or in yoga, we call it the Hara point, 2 inches below and behind the belly button. As you're pouring the weight down there, feel almost as if you're making this connection from the floor, or I should say from the Dantian, into the floor. Do that a few more times at your own pace. All right, so maybe 1 more time or so, forward and back. Now we're going to wind up doing 1 more rooting exercise. And these are good for when the mind and the emotions are rebelling against you, which I am no stranger to. So we're going to do what's called Devyasana, the goddess pose. If you need something to hold on to, that's okay. This is also, we use this in martial arts also, as a rooting pose. And that's what I'm going to share with you about it. If you come to my class, you've heard this already. So anyhow, your feet are out at 45-degree angles. Your knees are directly over your ankles. Make sure you don't have the omega position, if you know what I mean. So knees are directly over the ankles. The ideal is that the thighs are parallel to the ground. Ideals are wonderful. If this is pure suffering, though, come up a little bit. Anyhow, from there, several roots. Feel that there is a root from your knees down into your heels, down into the ground. There's another root from the tailbone straight down into the ground. Feel yourself rooting there. The last little root from the back of the head here, like a tether line, a 45-degree angle down into the floor. Now once you got all those, I know it might sound a little weird if you're not used to this, but see if you can imagine those roots. You can have your hands on your hips if you wish, and just feel yourself sink into them. And you should hopefully find that it's a little easier once you help yourself to relax rather than resisting. Now we're going to take about 7 breaths here. You can either keep the hands on the hips, or if you prefer, you come to cactus arms for the full Devyasana pose. Whatever works for you. Three more breaths, approximately. And then after that third breath, rise on up. Walk your feet in and do the thing the dog does when it gets out of the pool. You know, so shake it out there. And now, of course, before we get back to seated, oh, good, we have plenty of time here. Let's get some hip rolls going. So, feet wide apart, hands on the hips. Roll your hips around a small circle at first, and gradually increase the circumference of these circles as you go. It does not matter how big these circles are. That is up to you. Now, as you do this, I'll give you the side view too. Make sure you're making a full circle. You know, if you were drawing a circle with your hips, you know, it'd be like the letter O. Make sure you're not doing what I see sometimes, which is the letter D, where folks just go, there. And that, of course, is inevitable if there's lower back issues, but do your best to get a little bit of movement. Yeah. All right, so about maybe 5 more circles before we switch direction. Remember, check your knees while you're doing this. Make sure they're not locking or hyperextending. And then after the next circle, switch direction. Same thing, but the other way. Mixing the dough with your hips. All right, let's give this about 5 more circles, give or take. Keep it up at your own pace. And I encourage you to remember these movements. You know, if you fall into fits of being distraught and whatnot, remember these movements. If you change the way the body's moving, you can change what the mind is doing, what the emotions are doing. Once again, I don't say this from a bland place. I say this from lots of experience doing just that. Anyhow, once you've completed those circles, come on back to center. We're going to do a little bit of an elongation for the back here. So you're going to hold onto the back of the chair, make a straight line from your glutes to your hands. And then all we're doing here is you want to make sure your knees stay slightly bent, and then you can sway the hips from side to side, like you're waving goodbye to someone in slow motion with your butt. All right. Now, of course, I give you that imagery, partly because it's funny, but the other thing, too, is think about how things are moving here in your body. Don't think it, but feel what muscles are working to sway you from side to side. Feel that there's an elongation, like you're wiggling yourself a little taller. We'll give this about maybe 4 more breaths. And remember, if there's issues with high blood pressure, please keep the head above the heart. All right. Now, after the next breath, we're going to come up just a little bit, and now we're going to do a side bend. So, take the chair off to the side. Now, you know, my body, this is where my body was. So all I'm going to do now is I'm holding onto the chair so I get this side bend. And you'll see in your body that once you're getting the side bend, you're going to feel it, you know, all along that side of the body there. It's almost like doing like a crescent moon position, but from this position. Anyhow, we'll give that about 30 seconds on each side. Still elongating, but we're in a nice little side bend. All right, so after the next breath or 2, of course, we're going to do the other side. So you could walk to the other side of the chair and give yourself that nice little side bend. So, you know, the chair's a little off to the side there. You'll feel the stretch along the opposite side of the body. Anyhow, about a half a minute. Breathe deep. So about 3 more breaths, give or take. And then after you've done approximately 3 breaths, carefully, slowly rise on up. Shake out your arms here, kind of roll out the shoulders. We're going to get ready to come back to seated. Now once you've gotten back to seated here, so I'm going to make this, it's about a 45 to 50 minute class. I got a lot of yard work I want to get going on here. So anyhow, grab your rubber band. We're going to get some good leg stretches in. So next thing we're going to do, I almost forgot it. Before we do the stretches, let's do what I call the thigh master. We've kind of hit up the thighs. We're going to hit them one more time here. So you're going to wrap your rubber band around your legs. I guess this is like the reverse thigh master. This is for the abductors. Abductors, glute medius. All we're going to do here is as you inhale, let the thighs come apart. As you exhale, bring them together. Now, if you don't have a rubber band, once again, create your own tension. You can even push on your legs and same thing. Inhale, open. Exhale, soften. Don't overdo it, of course. We'll do about maybe 5 to 6 of these. Just inhale, open. Exhale, soften. And by the way, if you have some old clothing or a blanket, a towel, that could be used as a tie just as easily. If ever there is a time to improvise, now is that time. All right. Now, after you've done maybe 2 more of those openings and closings, you're probably going to feel that right there. Well, we'll release that. Then you can make like a little fist with the hand, or if you have like a ball or something, whatever it might be, a pillow, just put it between the thighs. And this is like that Suzanne Summers commercial, exhale, squeeze, inhale, soften. And just keep that up now. Now, don't overdo it. If you've had the displeasure of playing with the adductor machine at the gym and putting too much weight on there, you know that if you overdo it, it hurts that every time you go to the bathroom. So make sure to not overdo it here. Let's do about 4 more of these, squeezing and softening. All right, now after you've done approximately 4, then we'll grab the rubber band again. Now you're going to wrap it around your right foot. So if you have a rubber band, make sure that you secure it. I always say to make a full loop, just so it doesn't snap up and get you in the head. So anyhow, once you have it there, we're just going to extend the leg on the inhale without locking the knee. Extend as you inhale, sit up straight and tall. As you exhale, soften. So inhale, extend, exhale, soften. Now keep this going at your own pace. I need to adjust my chair back a bit. Yes, just push and release. Push is coming from right in this area here. Push, release. All right, so 3 more of these. Inhale, extend, exhale, bend. All right, now on the next extension, once again, make sure you're not locking the knee. The right heel comes towards the ground. Roll your shoulders back, heart forward. Now you're going to find for a forward fold, you don't have to come that far for your hamstring to really get it. So all we're going to do is lead with the heart. Remember, don't round the back here. Keep the shoulders back. Lead with the heart, not the head. You're bringing your heart down towards the thigh, little bits at a time, or I should say heart down towards the knee. You should feel this pretty strongly in the hamstring. Once again, be mindful of the knee. Make sure it's not hyperextended or locked for that matter. We'll give this about 5 breaths. Breathe with it. Alright, so after the next breath or 2, rise yourself up. Now, we have the rubber band wrapped around the right foot, so now the left hand is going to hold the rubber band. The right hand is going to go behind you, so we're in a nice little twist here. And then you're looking out over your right shoulder. So left hand holds the rubber band, right hand maybe holding onto the chair behind you, looking out over the right shoulder. And work very subtly here for the next half minute. As you inhale, elongate. As you exhale, tiny little twist. All right, one more breath, give or take. And then after that breath, come on back to center. So we're going to do the ballerina stretch next. So the right foot is going to go off to the right if you can. The ideal here is that we have a 90-degree angle from thigh to thigh. Once you have, what is close to that. You don't have to be perfect, of course. You can hold on to the rubber band with the right hand. It's like we're doing that bicep curl again in a way, except we're not going to pull it up though. Anyhow, you're bringing your right ear towards your right knee. Imagine your right knee is like the telephone and somebody's whispering sweet nothings, and you want to get your ear closer so you can hear it. So right ear towards right knee. Left hand could stay on the left hip. Now, there's one other option. I don't normally suggest this. Be very honest about your posture here. If you want to bring the left arm up and over, that's okay. Just make sure that this doesn't happen. Because then all of a sudden you're blocking the lungs from taking a full breath. You're better off here if this starts to happen. So the only way you bring the arm up is if the bicep could be by your ear. Otherwise, this is just as well. We'll give this about 20 seconds, not even. All right, so one more breath. Go ahead and come on up. And now we got the chair pigeon. Hopefully this will work for you. Now I should, okay, let me show you the basic pose first. So can you place your right ankle upon your left thigh? If the answer to that is a definitive no, see if you have something that maybe you could put in front of you and put your leg up on, or it could just be done just like that, just kind of having the knee off to the side, leg on the, foot on the ground like that. Anyhow, if you're able to, right ankle's on left thigh. Once more, I want to give you a side view here so you see the posture. Keep yourself upright. We're going to lead with the heart, not the head. So leading with the heart comes down towards the leg. You should feel this right around the glute medius, right around the abductor. Breathe into it. We'll give this about a half a minute or so. All right, about 3 more breaths in the chair pigeon. And after you've done approximately 3 breaths, then go ahead and come on up, release the right leg, shake it out a little bit. Grab the rubber band, because of course, next verse, same as the first, but on the left side. So you take the rubber band, wrap it in a loop around the left foot. Now once again, as I've been saying, all these movements can be done without the rubber band. Just, imagine you have the rubber band, it's like a phantom rubber band you're using. Anyhow, you hold on to it if you have one. As you exhale, you're extending the leg without locking the knee. As you exhale, you're bending the knee. So exhale, extend, making sure to not lock or hyperextend. Exhale, soften. Inhale, extend. Exhale, soften. Now keep that up at your own pace with your breath. Remember the posture. See, I sometimes forget there. I started to notice that my shoulders were rolling forward. Let's do about 5 to 6 more of these. Alright, so after the next push or 2 that you've done, place your left heel on the ground. Now once more, keep that posture, shoulders back, heart forward. Don't lead with the head, lead with the heart. So leading with the heart comes down towards the thigh. You should hopefully start to feel that right there in the hamstring, right up by the glute max. I sometimes will feel this right in the piriformis even. Anyhow, we'll give this about 30 seconds. Breathe into it, leading with the heart. Alright, so one more breath. And on the next inhale, rise up, and now we're going to do that twist again. So you're going to hold on to the rubber band with the right hand. So remember, we have the rubber band around the left foot. You're holding onto it with the right hand. Left hand goes behind you, grabbing onto the chair perhaps, and then you're looking out over the left shoulder. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, tiny twist right from the core. 2 more deep breaths. And then after you've done approximately 2 breaths, take your time, come on back to center when you're ready. Hold on to the rubber band with the left hand. Ballerina stretch again. So left foot goes off to the left. The ideal is that you have a 90-degree angle from thigh to thigh. The left elbow, might be down up by the thigh there. You're bringing your left ear towards your left knee, so going straight over. Now, once again, if you're, more advanced here and you're able to, you can always bring that right elbow up by the right ear. I wish there was a better way to show this to you. Let me actually go sideways. So I really want to get this point across, because a lot of times I'll teach this, and I'll see people looking at me, but then I'll still see stuff that looks like this. So make sure, truly verify that you are straight over. Yeah. And keep it up now. We're going to hold that for about 10 to 15 more seconds. So I say, avoid moving rotely. Pay attention. That's why I tell my son, nothing is free. Pay attention. Oh, God. It's starting. I don't think I'd start saying such cheesy stuff till I was in my 50s. All right, next inhale, bring it up, lower the arm down. All right, so let's take now, of course, chair pigeon. So if you're able to, left ankle would go up on right thigh. If you're not able to, perhaps if you have like a step stool or something, you can just, let the foot rest there and just kind of have this at least open up to the side there. Anyway, if you're able to have the foot up here, once more, sit up straight and tall, lead with the heart, not the head, little bits at a time until you start to feel it, perhaps in the low back, definitely in the hip and right around this area here. We'll give this about a half a minute. Breathe deep. So about 3 more breaths. Smooth, smooth breath. And then after that next breath or so, rise on up, release the left foot. We're down to the last movement before we do the closing exercises. So the last movement is just a wide-legged twist. So let the legs come apart really wide. Start off sitting up straight and tall. Doesn't matter which side you start on. Depends on who you speak to, really. So it doesn't matter. Whichever side you're going to start on, I'm going to start with my right. So I'm going to take my right hand to the outside of my left leg. Left arm goes behind. And then once more, as I inhale, I am elongating. As I exhale, tiny twist. We'll keep this up for about 30 seconds. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, little twist. And about 10 more seconds while you're here. What muscles are you holding on to? What muscles don't need to be involved in the conversation? Really pay close attention. And then after that next exhale, come on back to center, and then we're going to go to the other side. So left hand to the outside of the right leg, right arm behind you, looking out over the right shoulder. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, tiny, tiny twist. Breathing with it, and notice what muscles are necessary, which ones aren't here. So for example, are you gritting your teeth? You don't have to trust me. I don't like when people say trust me. No, verify it for yourself. But if you want to trust me, I will tell you that doing this will never help you in any pose or exercise generally. Let go of the tension there. I think of one of my early teachers. I went hiking with him, and he broke his arm. He wound up, he fractured his, I guess it was, what was it? It was his own, no, radius. He had a radius crack or something like that. And I remember this is a martial arts guy. I don't want to say didn't notice, but it was like nothing was going on. It was all in his breath. You didn't see it in his face. He was no tensing up around it. Normally when people get hurt, they tense up. He had this ability to relax. So look for that here. I'm sorry, I'm yapping a lot here. Anyhow, one more breath. And then after that breath, go ahead and come on back to center. Once you've come back to center, this is a mellow practice, which is why I'm not going to end the class with a relaxation. For those of you that were tuned in the beginning, I've been teaching chair yoga for several years, and one of the things I've always seen which scares me is that I'll sometimes see somebody doing this. Getting close to falling over, and I have to, get right over there. So I don't want to end you on a low note. I want you to have lots of energy, energy to get stuff done perhaps. Clean the house, do the laundry, I don't know, whatever can be done. I'm going to go outside, do the yard work. So we're going to do 3 things here. First thing is one of the things we started with. We're going to do karate chops, 7 sets of them, just going ha, 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 like that. Then we're going to do a directing the attention exercise, a focusing exercise for the mind, and then we're going to end with that whole away thing, all right? So, first things first, hands up like you're playing an aggressive game of patty cake. Take a deep inhale, and ha, 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 ha. All right, let it go there. Shake out the hands. All right, so we're going to both sides of the spectrum here. So what I mean by that is we just rile things up. Well, now we're going to root a little bit. So sit up straight and tall. Roll your shoulders back and down. Close the eyes. And become acquainted with the sensation of the breath touching the tip of the nostrils as you breathe in and out. So all the breath through the nose. And for the next minute, keep the attention at the tip of the nostrils. If the mind flutters away, reel it back. 1 minute, one pointed focus. Go into that empty space. And from this point of stillness, open up the eyes, shake out the hands perhaps a little bit. All right, so very last thing we do is called the away exercise. So all this is, I'll show you what it looks like and then I'll tell you about it. So just simply this. Away! Away! So it's almost like you're scooping up all your troubles in one hand. Doesn't matter which side you start on. And we're just going to basically be throwing them across and saying away. The idea is that, the louder you are, the more energy you put into it, the more energy you'll get from it. So if you kind of want to be kind of mellow, just go away. And yeah, that's where you'll be. So it's up to you. Anyhow, take a deep inhale, hand towards the knee, and we're just kind of crossing. So I'll let it go with away. And now the other hand. Away. And let's keep this up. 5 more sets. Away. 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 Away! You probably feel ridiculous yelling. Away! But keep on yelling. Away! Away! 1 more set. Away! And away! And that will be all. So remember, next time you're feeling really tired, really down, you can put on a sad song and fall right into it. I did that this morning. It's sometimes fun to really revel in those places. Or you could just go, away! Ultimately, it's up to you. Do you want to suffer? Anyway, it's good to see you all, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for tuning in. All right, have a good day, good weekend. What's today? Yes, Saturday.